It's time for one of James's video diary dump. Entry for the day. Today is October 29th, 2024. I'm a very lucky man. I had an interview today with Clean Harbors for the MyApps campus at Dow Midland, which is clearly close to where I'm living. I also have an interest with Swift Transportation out of Detroit. If I do the Swift out of Detroit, I'm going to have to learn to, I need to get my medical ironed out, and I'm going to go in homeless. I don't have a better choice on that if I take that road. I'm grateful for all the help and love I'm getting and the support I'm getting and the changes that are happening in my life. I see a few changes coming big time. I don't know what it is. And if I'm going to live in the truck, I might just go down to Detroit and do it. Might come to that anyway. Might not have this interest with Clean Harbors that I do with Swift. I didn't expect Swift to be... I didn't expect him to be as responsive. Clean Harbors is a better option to keep me close to my connection to the world, other than you guys. But these guys are tangible to me. It keeps me tangible, and God help me. I've been looking and building and trying for that for years. Right now I live in Saginaw, Michigan in my cousin's garage. I'd like to get on with my life. I'd like to move forward. If that means I have to be homeless again. I am, but I'm not. And who the hell honestly knows? I've left behind lots of things because I just simply couldn't deal with the people who feign contrition, but they don't have changed behavior. My mother and father among them. Until they realized, well, motherfucker, all I had to do was do what he asked, do what he was asking for, do what I promised him without any bullshit. A lot of the women, Patricia Bailey of Roscommon, I think she now lives in Clare with her boyfriend, who she literally wouldn't have the conversation to drop that till literally it became blatantly fucking obvious. And I said, oh, fuck this, man. After 3 fucking years, it's I'm not putting it anymore. After you could have saved me over $50,000 in 20 years of my life's work. You could have been my connection to the world. And you said no. You played games and thought like you're a fucking 20-year-old girl. You were 78 years old. Irene Kaufman, same fucking deal. 60 years old, thinking she's a 20-year-old. Playing games like she didn't have assets. Like she didn't have a house. That would have come in clutch. She wasn't the prettiest girl in the ball. I hate to break it to these girls. They're not the prettiest girl in the ball. And you can't always win every argument. You just can't. You can't treat a man like shit and then wonder why. Well, I want something that I was offered 2 years ago. Try that with gas prices once. Go to a gas station and ask for that shit. They will fucking laugh. I would bet. Ask your power company. Ask your landlord. They would laugh if they got asked the shit that you get asked. I got asked for being in a relationship. I'm the prettiest girl in the ball. I can treat you like shit. And there's no consequences for me. Unfortunately, these girls find out, hey, look, I made my push. You treated me like shit. You thought it was funny. Now it's your turn to get treated like shit. Because that's what you did. Some girls just have a bad approach. You automatically got to be right. And they may be right in this instance. Tina Warnicki, Roscommon. She was right at the time, but everybody was offering her alternative means, knowing the mechanical changes are over tens of millions of dies doesn't change. And you could have alternatively changed, and that's what. So, since you did the scrap pile, you tried later. Hey, body was great, but your personality, not in a fucking million years. Not dealing with it. Same thing with Pat Bailey. Well, I want to treat you like shit and then wonder why. Well, now I want to have a conversation 3 years later. But instead of just stepping up to that, just to begin with, no, I got to play around, play games, back and forth. No. I don't have time for that shit. Because that's going to inexorably lead to more problems. Girl at Save-A-Lot, same thing. She wasn't single. I don't think she was single. She was, what do you call paperwork single? And when I call paperwork single, I mean that she was a lovely person. She wasn't bad looking. But she shared a bed with a man, shared a car with a man. If you share the bed with a man, you share a car with a man, you share the job with a man, you're not single, man. Be like me saying, well, if I live with my mom, well, it's a little different. And the difference is, I'm not fucking my mom. I'm not living with a near peer contemporary. I'm not living with a girlfriend. I'm alone. I sleep in my own bed. My car gets used for other things, but I'm the guy driving it. That way I'm responsible if it goes kaput. I'm responsible. I know that. A lot of these people don't. They have never had responsibility come down on them. These women are that way. And then when they cry, boo-hoo, I'm a princess. You're a fucking woman. You got 2 tits, an asshole, and a pussy. God help me. I may have to edit that. But really, the roadmap's the same. It's like a man, Man has a tallywhacker, a rear end, 2 arms, 2 legs. Sometimes they don't. Certain adaptations, but for gendered purposes, we're all basically the same. Anatomic purposes for war and soldiers, sometimes your anatomy gets lost in that. That's a little different. Same thing with women. I don't discriminate because of lost anatomy. I don't discriminate on age. To an extent. I do tend to like to set the bar a little higher than 25. Just because I don't like jail. I don't like risking jail. I don't even think about prison. I don't want to have the problems associated with women 25. They want to have children. I don't want to have children anymore. I'm past that. Michaela Olivia Richardson, my daughter, broke me of that. The Saginaw County justice system and the judges broke me of that. When you don't do your job, Sarah Emma from Boise, not my baby mama, then you cry about when somebody tries to hold you to it. I give you the alternative step to go back, to come forward. That way the pendulum can swing to the back end and pick up the momentum to move through this and move forward in a constructive and bonding way that would build a family. Worst nightmare of my life. The pieces I can remember have Sarah Emma from Boise in them. Places near where I live currently. Now the energy has changed radically today from what it was 25, 26, 27, 28 years ago. It really has. I still have those nightmares. They don't have the power they once did, but they have the learning power of saying, yeah, you don't want to go there, you don't want to go to prison for murdering your family, for doing some of the worst and most vicious things that a person can do to another. Because they motivated you because they didn't have consequences for their actions. Nobody put them today. You fucked up so badly that you did this as illegal. You're going to prison. The kid's coming out of your house. You done fucked up bad enough. This has to happen, because if it doesn't happen, the resultant consequence to the child and the father's relationship, which has to be taken into account, it's going to create a behavior. It's just, look at, man, I'm grateful that I never murdered anyone. I'm grateful that I never intentionally did it. But I have nightmares where I can remember it. I don't wake up screaming. I don't wake up wondering why I'm in a condition for doing those sorts of things. But they have a lasting effect on my personality and the nature of how I build things. I don't build like 99% of the persons in the world, man or woman. I'm not looking for a 10-minute quick fix. I'm looking for a 30-year marriage. I'm 45. I'm almost 47. 46, almost 47. 30 years to put me at 77, 78 would be the end of my lifespan. Foreseeably. I tried to have a 50 or 60-year marriage when I was 20. In my late teens. Leola Jean Richardson. Now Chestnut wouldn't let do it. She wouldn't hold her end of the bargain. She changed the bargain after my part was already put in. And I had no decision. Do that to a person where they work for 40 hours and take home $50. Make them a first-degree penny pension. First-degree felony penny pincher. Take pleasure in making pennies scream. Being able to make from nothing. From literally scrap. Having the motivation to not work. Because all it does is hurt you. I don't have a kid anymore. My daughter's 28. I haven't had contact with her in the better part of 5 years. Look, I'm always a liar and I'm always the bad guy. There's nobody always bad. There's always that way. No one. As evil as I am, I always wish people more good. It's juxtaposition. I hope truck driving gets me out. Best, if you have a problem, comment, or concern, please put it in the comment section below. Be well.